Hi there. Good morning again. This is Sereno Sky. I'm keeping in line with my promises. I will get to the next chapter, chapter 10. As you can see, my cap a bit warmer. Temperatures dropped quite a bit. Summer seems to be over. We've started autumn, which is also a real nice time in life. So I hope you'll be able to enjoy autumn and hope you'll be able to enjoy the listening to the continuation of the reading of my novel Lonely Traveler. Here's a pic. I'm reading you part one. Lonely Traveler part two is available on all major online bookstores around the world as a printed copy or as a digital version for those interested to hear the continuation of the story I'm reading you. So I'll get right into reading you chapter 10, which is called Reset the World. Ben and Claire, the couple staying inside the stone circle next to ours, had come along for breakfast too. They were from Germany and had been together for about a year. After having done some studies, they had decided to leave everything behind for some time in order to try out hippie life. They were a couple of years older than us and had already been here for a couple of months. Knowing the ropes, they were able to pass on some valuable information. They would rotate between staying at the beach overnight for some days and staying sometimes in a pension. One could get a cheap apartment or stay in a pension for between 5 to 10 German marks. So they sometimes stayed in one of those in order to enjoy a bathroom, a kitchen, and a real bed. At Playa del Ingles, these commodities were missing, but being together with so many hippies combined with the proximity of the waves made it a unique experience. As there was, of course, no fridge, one couldn't keep cold drinks, and this led to quite a bit of back and forth between the playa and the small tienda, which is a shop in town. When going that direction, we would ask other people if they needed anything from there, and when they were going that way, they'd ask us the same. So we were all helping one another, and there was a real sense of community among those of us who were staying at this beach. For right now, Anne and I both felt like we wanted to take in as much of this great atmosphere as we could, and we had slept quite comfortably on the soft sand. We bought some water and things to make sandwiches with at Tienda Maria and headed back for Playa del Ingles. When we got there, we took our clothes off. That's what everybody else did too. You only had to put them back on when going to town or when it was getting chilly. Ben and Claire came over and we were all gathered there in front of our stone circle on a large section of black sand that had accumulated between the rocks. The waves were splashing over the rocks in front, and you could see people walking along the beach, some in meditation, others looking for some nice rocks to take back home. After eating some sandwiches, Anne offered to put some sun cream on my back, and it felt so good to feel her hands all over my back. Of course, then I did the same to her. Our skin was still quite white compared to some of the folks who had been here longer. I let my hands glide over the back of Anne's body, and since she didn't say stop, I just kept on. Ben and Claire were all over each other. It seemed like they really loved each other, and it was nice to see that. I realized how much I missed having that sort of romantic relationship with someone. Don't you all think it would be great if people lived more secluded and away from the world? That way, they could spend more time taking in the beauty and would have less time for bad thoughts and stress. And was formulating what had been going on in my mind as well. Yes, if somehow the world could stop all this striving for material things, they would have more time to listen to nature and to take in positive vibes. Perhaps that might cause people to want to act more lovingly and kindly towards each other. Well, Bernardo, Claire said, the positive vibes seem to get lost when people have to work long hours at their jobs. Society should encourage people to go back to their farms instead of luring them into coming to work in factories to produce more electronic goods we don't really need. We can't eat electronic goods. The few farmers left in the world need to work their ground many times over than what is good for Mother Earth in order to meet the demands of society. Humanity is digging its own grave. I could see Anne was really thinking about what Claire had just said. I'm starting to wonder if they'll ever wake up. Maybe now, with so many hippies questioning these things, something might change. Ben brought us somewhat back down to reality. I think it's an illusion to think that the world will change. The people who are making money off producing all these material things won't allow it to happen. They don't care about Mother Earth, they care for the money. Claire added, and most people are happy to have their TV to watch when they come home from work and depend on the security this materialistic world offers them. So even the big masses in this world don't really want to change anything. I guess being a bit older than us, they seem to have gathered a certain sense of reality, which Anne and I were still missing in our youthful enthusiasm. In some ways, we still had maintained some hope that the world could be changed and somehow return back to a slower pace. So Anne turned towards me and said, Ben is right, Bernardo, we can't change the world. It's too evil. Why do you think the hippie movement doesn't succeed? Because too many influential people don't want it to succeed. And who would want to listen to the hippies anyway? We can't change things peacefully, and violence is no option for peaceful people like us. All we can do is go and live our own lifestyle in peace and love. That's our only hope. Claire was trying to cheer us up a bit. You guys, wouldn't it be nice to have a reset button and just undo all the damage mankind has ever done to every tree that was destroyed, every animal that was killed in selfishness, every blade of grass that had to give its life for a new road, every young person that was killed in some senseless war? I think this would be wonderful. Give me such a reset button and I will definitely use it. We all smiled about the reset button idea. Imagine having the world reset to the time before this big industrial revolution. I wonder how they kept their beer cold, Ben chuckled. Talking about beer, I'll go get you all some cold drinks at Tienda Maria. Claire was laughing. See, we do appreciate some of the things the industrial revolution brought along, like a fridge. Not all were evil inventions, but mankind just doesn't find the brakes in their industrialization and destruction of Mother Earth and its resources. That's what's bad. The sun started getting really hot at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, though I was never really sure what time it was. I had stopped wearing a watch when we left Switzerland, and Anne didn't wear one either. She put up her Nepali drape over our stone circle and we went under its shade, thinking about those things we had discussed. Bernardo, if we can't change society, then we must do something to change ourselves. It's within our own hands to steer our lives in the direction we want it to go. I agree, Anne. I think we've gotten a step closer today in seeing this more clearly. End of chapter 10. Wish you a nice day.